So hey everyone, goal today is to have an update about GPost, how it evolved in current metagame. So we are after the release of Wilds of Air Drain, which brought for now notably the beans. So the two mana for one green, one colorless enchantment that draws a card, and that draws again once you cast a spell that costs 5 or more, which has changed the way that control pack are built. So this is significant. We have the beans, but we also have the Besiege the Mirror, which is the most obvious card. I think it was more obvious than beans, which is a tutor effect, very good for mono black Stompy and Storm, basically. So the meta has this changed, but as well during the holidays. So we had the release of Bowmasters, we had the release of the One Wing, we have the unban of Mind's Desire. Legacy went through a lot of change recently, I'd say. I'm just gonna the music a bit lower if I can. Sorry. Okay. So basically, there's a lot to unpack here, and Cloudpost had to evolve a little bit, I think. And so the first thing I want to talk about is the One Wing. Basically, what changed in Cloudpost is that we don't have anymore the 4 maps, and I think this is the right choice right now. I wasn't sure when I tested it, but I'm growing quite convinced that if you want to play Cloudpost today, you want to play the One Wing, you want to play for the One Wing. This is the attitude. And it replaces perfectly the map slot, so doesn't do the same thing. Map is a better early play, but you'll find playing Cloudpost that your early play you have a lot of early play, despite Cloudpost being kind of late game pack, I think. But you have a lot of early play because you want to Zenith for your Reclaimers, you want to play your Reclaimers, you want to activate your Reclaimers, you want to have mana up for crop rotation, you want to play your Piffing Needle. And so the 1 mana, 1, 2, 3 mana, you also want to play your Cloudpost, which comes play tapped. So map wasn't such an early play card. It was more of a you don't run out of gas card. And to me, the One Wing has exactly the same ability, which is draws cards, which is not something common in Cloudpost, to be honest, but it's great. It's great that we are able to do it in green, because it's colorless, basically. Also, the fact that it gives protection is a huge win. You don't take any damage, this is the first thing, but you cannot be targeted. And this is very important, because you cannot get discarded, you cannot get targeted by the initiative for the first stage. And so having hexproof from everything and protection from everything, because protection from everything basically is hexproof from everything is contained in it, is a huge game changer. And while before you had to stabilize with Primeval Titan, and you basically didn't have any a good way of stabilizing, or other than having an active reclaimers and do something with your lands. But having the One Ring allows you to bridge the gap way easier. The gap between having 3 and 4 mana, which is the moment when you are the most vulnerable. And it allows you to go to that sweet spot when you're able to cast your Titan, you're able to cast your Zenith on 6 mana, and then starting to win the game, basically. And nothing can happen. You have protection from everything. It's even better than Chasm, because Wasteland doesn't change anything. You can bounce the ring, I don't care, I still have the trigger. So yeah, the trigger is very good, and it replaces map because it draws cards. So it's basically everything we need. Playing it with Chasm also is great, because you can just chain like 2 One Ring to start, you gain 2 turns, then you start Chasming the game. And your opponent can do shit, basically, because you will have achieved too much card advantage, which Post didn't do before. And it allows you to win games that you would never have believed you could win with Cloud Post. Mostly the matchup in which I'm the most impressed by the One Ring are the Stompy matchups. You can now win game 1 against Magus of the Moon and Opposition Agent just because you have the One Ring. You don't care, you will learn, and every turn you will gain some turns. Eventually, you're gonna find a way to win the game. So, yeah. Right now, I'm convinced with the One Ring. Instead of maps, because you have to replace something. Neither is too important. Yes, for Wasteland, but also because it helps a lot naming some combo PCs, or it's just a good card overall. So, the second particularity of the main deck is the fact that Free Titan is basic. Everything here is normal. I'd say the 3 spots to discuss are this one, then we'll get to the lands. I really like Endurance and Ramunap right now. I've found myself in at least 2 spots yesterday when I wanted to Zenith Ramunap, and about maybe more with Endurance. Endurance is more important than Ramunap, but Ramunap can offer you a free hand drop from time to time. It's also good against lands. Even though you don't face it, I think both cards are really important. And Endurance is mandatory, you cannot cut it. Just because sometimes you have to reshuffle your graveyard into your library. It's not even to target the opponent with the Endurance, is to target yourself, so your Reclaimer can grant your land once again on the battlefield. So yeah, it's very important to have the Endurance. Ramunap is less mandatory, but I really like it lately. And we play Veil. Why do we play Veil? Because I don't have the room in the sideboard, and this takes the place left by the creature that should get rid of enchantments and artifacts. And why I do this is because I don't feel like we need this slot anymore. This is usually the worst of the free slot that we can draw. Salut Paxi TV, ça va? J'espère que toi aussi. Désolé, un petit stream en anglais aujourd'hui. J'essaye de faire plus une sorte de tuto. Donc. So, yeah, the anti-enchantment and artifact slot felt not that good. And Veil is too good in current meta. It's very good against blue decks. It's very good against against Scam, against Shadow, against Elder. Against control, it's fine. A lot of pack are playing 40s right now, so it's even good against Storm in main deck, so yeah. It's not that much of an issue. Yeah, I'll speak. I'll talk about the Besiege later. So yeah, I think this is fine of having it main deck. I'd rather have Veil than any other card here. Carpet is too narrow. Average Period Guide as a one-off doesn't make sense. And Dismember, the issue is that Dismember is also a card that you want like against 25% of the field, I think. So yeah, Veil is my current random slot in the main deck with Diskintion. As for the land, so other than the usual, I've been a huge proponent of 2 Yavimaya, 2 Boseiju since like it's been more than 1 year. I think I play with these both. I like it. 2 Caverns is a bit new, but I like the fact that we have the second Cavern too, to have more often the Primal that is uncontrollable. So this is a choice. I don't play the fetch anymore. I don't feel like we need it. There are very... This is a thing. It's still a thing. I don't say that it's not a thing anymore, but Bolt has fallen out of favor, so having the fetch is not as mandatory as it used to be. We don't need our Reclaimer to be 3-4 in most cases, so I'd rather have the Forest than the fetch, and I'd rather have the Cavern than a Forest, so this is why you have the 2 Caverns and 4 Forests. Last but not least, Tabernacle, White Tabernacle, because Grease's Lover is still a thing. It's great against Delver, it's better than Maze against Delver. It's better to have... Maze, especially against the Troll. So against UB Shadow, you'd rather have the Maze. And if your meta is crowded with UB Shadow, I would suggest you to play the Maze. But here Tabernacle is better. It's better also against Elves, which is a good deck right now. It's better against even pack like Painter, I think. But mostly, yeah, against Delver, you'll be really happy to have the Tabernacle in your 60. So this is for the main deck. Now the sideboard. So what has changed? The 2 Dismember are still here. Something. Since the day I found that I could play Dismember, I've never taken this out. Second V of Summer, because we are in a heavy 40s meta, not 3 because it would be too much. 4 Carpets, because there's a lot of tempo and a lot of control that plays blue, so yeah, 4 Carpets is like a no-brainer. Force of Vigor, because we... So, this row is obvious. Like, okay, maybe not the Veil, but this row is like, okay, we all understand this row. What about this one? You'll notice that I have very, very few graveyard hate, at least for the first few turns. And the pack is indeed a bit weak against Reanimator right now. I don't play the Endurances in sideboard, I just play 1 main deck, but this is not for Reanimator, then it is here. So I just have basically the classical Bojuka Bog package and nothing else. Force of Vigor right now is more than great, even though 8 cast is falling out of favor, because Force of Vigor is great against Besiege, because you can kill their artifacts and enchantment before they sacrifice it. Because you see the Besiege coming, like if there's a Dark Troll and they have 4 mana, in response you will have to Force of Vigor. This is kind of obvious. This and also against Leyline Binding, against the pack that plays Leyline Binding, you want to have like 2 Force of Vigor also in. It's still the best force. I love this card. This is our best anti-combo card. It just sucks against Reanimator. But against every other combo, it's very, very good. Okay. Oh wait. I don't have. I don't have any more stuff. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't hearing anything. Okay, so against combo you want to have the Force of Vigor. This is one thing. The second thing you want to have is this. So Elvish Spirit Guide is the reason why I'm making this press stream and video that I will submit on my YouTube channel. Why Elvish Spirit Guide, you will tell me. It serves several purposes. But the main one is what I said about map being not that mandatory right now. Is that our first few turns are like you want to do too much things. Okay. Yeah, you should hear me like clearly. I think the music was too heavy just before I reset my sound system. So anyway, yeah, Elvish Spirit Guide. Why? Because our first few turns are crowded and mostly against combo and when you play against Stompy, you want to play very fast. You want to. Thanks, Palsy. You want to. You want to do the same as they do, which means you want to jam everything you have. Elvish Spirit Guide is great when you have access to crop rotation, when you have access to V of Summer, because you represent these even when you are full tapped. More than this, since nobody is used for now to Cloud Post playing for Elvish Spirit Guide in sideboard, you can bluff a lot just by playing some top land, some land that doesn't provide green. People will never know that you still have access to crop or to V of Summer. For instance, if you play against Storm, they will believe that they are safe to go if you don't have any green in your board. But this is not the case anymore because you have a Elvish Spirit Guide. I've noticed also on several games that against Stompy and combo, I missed the green mana. The green mana is the hardest to have because you want lands that actually does something, as Thespian Sage, Dark Depths. Maybe you want to ramp, so you want your Cloud Post, but you don't want a fucking forest that just do 1 mana to represent something that your opponent will be playing around. So having the guides just solve this problem. It also makes it easier to have access to your green against Magus of the Moon. You can jam your One Ring as soon as turn 2 by playing like Cloud Post, Glimmer, and Elvish Spirit Guide. And turn 2, the One Ring can win on the spot. You can jam more easily your Titan if needed. It's also a green card that pitches to Force of Vigor. This is not neglectable, I think. But yeah, overall the card is great against all form of combo and all form of Stompy because it allows you to go much faster and to represent much more answers, such as crop rotation and the of summer. So yeah, for now I'm really convinced about it. Just to see you, so to show you, I had 2 league since I started playing the guides, 2 leagues and 1 super qualifier. So I went 7-2 on the qualifier. I posted it on Twitter, playing mostly against Tempo deck. But the interesting things here is that if you see this matchup here, Omnitel. So I was lucky here. John Smog is why Cloudpost is not top tier is because we lose against random decks, but Mono Black Stompy, Besiege Storm, these are wins mainly because of the guide, because you're able to do so much more at a much better pace. Yeah, sorry about that, Moon. I don't know what Nightbot have suppressed. Maybe he was a bit harsh. And UV scam. But right now, so this was a trophy. I was lucky because the opponent playing. I don't know what people have with Omnitel right now. It feels like it's a terrible deck. Why are you playing Omnitel? In what world does it win games? I don't know, but I must be mistaken. So yeah, we had a trophy. We had a 4-1. We went 7-2 on the super qualifier. So these are very good results, and I'm not used to have very good results with Cloudpost. I'm used to. I'm more surprised by the league results, to be honest, because it's very hard to go more than 3-2 with Cloudpost in league, because people are jamming like some random decks, and random decks are good against Cloudpost. Yeah, I will have a word about this, and so I'm very happy with how it's working right now. About Besiege Storm, yeah, I feel like it doesn't change much. At least for me, it improves the matchup. Because in my opinion, they now need artifacts. And they now need, if they play the version with Gaia's Will, which is basically Yugmoth's Will once you've played Besiege, you need your graveyard. So it's better to me that they play this rather than, I don't know. Like for instance, I just lose against High Tide. It's an horrible matchup, so maybe Cloudpost is not the best representative to talk about combo matchups. But I have never played against it while playing something else than Cloudpost, so I cannot say much more. It doesn't feel busted, because if it was busted, I think we would have seen more of these in yesterday's qualifier. We will maybe see on today's change. But I think it's still a bit early to decide if whether or not this is a great or bad card. All in all, what it feels like is that you're a bit weaker because you have to play artifacts and enchantment. Yeah, with Saga, but artifacts mainly. And it doesn't solve any issue relative to Force of Will and Force of Negation. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a good card. Maybe I believe in it way more in the Mono Black Stompy shell. But yeah. I think it's fine. I don't think it's the best card ever. Okay, so now coming back to the main subject. Okay, so I will replay what happened yesterday in the tournament. I want to show what's happening when you pick up. Basically. Okay, so here I didn't see the mulligan, but to be honest, it was just I was in lack of green. This is a great hand to keep. You know that the reclaimer will probably get killed, but yeah, you have time to put your 1-wing. Emrakul is used, guys, but that's life. Okay, so here I think I'm against Delver. This is not a great hand against Delver. But yeah, no. And here I'm very disappointed because I'm like, okay, maybe they don't have it. Like it's sneak and show and they just have it. They have the nuts and I cannot do anything precise against this. This is an awful matchup, honest. At least game 1, sneak and show is still better than. I think sneak and show is still better than Omnitel, but it's still very hard. And game 2, yeah, game 2, you will have all your enchantment hate to handle. Basically, yeah, you want the Boseiju in hand and you want a way to trigger when they play show and tell, because this way you can have your trigger on the stack and kill Omniscience before they cast their Emrakul. This is how we solve this matchup, or at least how we try to solve it. And usually they cannot show and tell into nothing because you have access to Caracas, you have access to good target, to good card to put when they play show and tell. So they have to respect you normally. But here they didn't. Spoiler alert. I think they still go turn 2 show and tell, which is unfortunate. But yeah, here the issue is they show and tell and I don't have anything. So I hope they play the Omniscience, but they have Grizzlebrand, which is the worst target they could have. And yeah, this just breaks the game basically because they're able to draw too much. They also have a way to kill the Reclaimer, which makes any counterplay very much harder to have. Yeah, I cannot play anything because if I do, and they have the sneak lag. Even though it's not Emrakul, the game is already over because I have to kill the sneak, but the Traxa finds too much. You can over Traxa. This was like the first game, the worst game one I've ever had. Way too hard. I was just hoping at this point. And I think they have the sneak on the turn. So basically I couldn't do anything. They were lucky when they show and tell the Traxa that I didn't have anything relevant to put. Like even a Titan would have been enough, I think. Would have gained me enough turns. But yeah, here Sneak and Emrakul is great. I didn't have the Needle for Sneak, which is a very good card to have against them. Oh, I was a bit salty. I don't know, this message is way more salty than it seems, because when I say good luck for winning the over round, it meant that how the fuck I was supposed to win anything with this deck? I mean, yeah, show and tell is not bad per se, but right now it's not the correct meta to play it. I don't see how this can win. Maybe by being extremely lucky, but yeah, I don't believe in it. Just play Storm right now. I think Storm is better. Reanimator sucks though. It's really hard to play combo right now. Okay, anyway, so we have the round 2. So we open a... I like this hand, honestly. You have lands, you have 2 way to put Reclaimer on the board. And I'm against Yo-Yo Control, because they didn't play. Once Open is a great draw. Yeah, so here they go in all-in mode, which is they kill everything I have. And sadly they have the Beanstalk, which is not a bad card against us. And I chose to just destroy it, which is not necessarily the best idea. But I don't want them to be able to kill my threats and then have some card advantage. But they also had the One Ring, which pretty much stole the deal. I don't need an untapped land here. But I didn't, so I have to play the Reclaimer. Yeah, and then this is basically over. I just cannot do anything at that point. I miss my land drops. They have the ring, so they have access to basically countering everything I do. So my hope is to go wide with the lands, but I don't have the right land. I don't remember how the game went. Yeah, so here I'm trying to go wide in mana because this is the only way I can maybe win this game. Issue as well on the new control list is the fact that they now play how it is called. Whoa, Freebin Soldier. They now play Lingas, which is a great card against us. And yeah, there was nothing else to do. I don't know why I didn't jam Zenith here. I should have jammed Zenith. I was just too appalled by the card advantage. But yeah, Zenith could have resolved. They only have like 3/4 of wheel left. I don't know why. I think I was just disgusted after the 2 games against Show and Tell, and then taking this. Like, okay, fine. That's a great start. So this hand is very, very good against control. And to be honest, you'll win most game against control with this kind of hand because you have too much Cloud Post and every card becomes a top deck. And I don't have time to... Card advantage will mean nothing on this game. You even ask them a question turn 1. They answer, of course. And then you just go wide. Yeah, they just do nothing. This is the problem about this pack. They just do nothing, and we even draw the Eye of Ugin, so yeah. At this point, you don't fear much. They don't have the ring. They have nothing. We drew Lamog. Yeah, this is... We had the perfect top decks, but basically we had a hand that didn't care about theirs, so... This is how you win this matchup, and they cannot do anything about it. They have like 1 or 2 waste maximum. And they cannot mulligan. Yeah, so here, Surgical. Surgical, which 8Ks, like 4Ks out of 5 is useless against us. By experience, like 4 out of 5, I don't care about Surgical. Sometimes it's a bit annoying. But sometimes it's also annoying and it ends up like the same. So here we have to play Miracle. They could have Solitude, but we still have the crop rotation for Caracas. So we have to try anyway. This is the new. This is concerning about the new version is the fact that they can handle Miracle, and here we see the Solitude. Hopefully we have the crop rotation, but yeah, it's not that easy to overcome the Solitude. Mostly the Solitude, and then the leyline bindings. Okay, and here we have game frame. So yeah, basically the hand was great, and yeah, here we lacked a green, which was sad. The hand was good. I like this hand though. Have a way to find Cloud Post. You have 2 Reclaimer early. Okay, sadly we find like the 2 worst target, Armorcool and Yavi. We need some lands, so we took the Yavi Maya Armorcool at this point. So yeah, he still handles the Reclaimers. That's a bit sad. Okay, here I don't go for a 2020. Why? Basically because even though they had the Salt to Plowshares and the Solitude, I wasn't certain they didn't have Leyline Binding. They have a lot of outs as well, and I didn't want to throw my game by just going for 2020. Even a counter spell would have worked, so yeah, I wasn't keen of going for 2020. And here, yeah, we have the issue of not having any Cloud Post, so I cannot ramp. And this is a pro. I'm basically just waiting for them to full tap so I can have a Cloud Post, I think. But as long as they don't play anything, I don't have to do anything. I want to ramp, so yeah, here, that's cool. Yeah, this draw is great. Because even though it will get countered, I still get 1 counter out of their hands. Then I have the crop rotation. Yeah, they have force. And I was like, maybe I should have waited, but yeah, I'm like, not important. I sacrificed the Yavi Maya because I have the second one. Otherwise, I would have sacked through depth. Yeah, the part where I'm lucky is they like the card advantage engine. Basically, they have to have the beanstalk or the ring, and if they don't have these, only answers won't work against Cloud Post, as it's usually the case. Yeah, here Carpet is not a bad card to have. I don't think I play Ulamog right now. Oh, I do. Oh, okay, no, yeah. This is useless to play. I want to kill something with the triggers, even though I have Caracas. I don't want to play into a Force of Will. Like taking 2 lands out of their board is useless here. This is why I just go slowly with the Dark Depths. At one point, I can earn 20 life. Okay, I played now though. I don't know why I did it. I think this is a mistake. Yeah, not a good idea. Don't know why I did it. I wasn't in a rush. Okay. This is weird. This is bad. Could have kept it. Yeah. And I get punished like instantly. And I think the reasoning was I have to take one counterspell out. So if I top deck something like Prime Volti Titan, I'm happy. But I was lucky to top deck it, so yeah, I don't think this is the right spot. And yeah, now I remember I thought that way. I thought like if I top deck something that I really want to play, I cannot play both in the two turns. Salut Derix, ça va? But yeah, here basically, and they let I'm binding the Titan, which allows me to both age do it. And this is great. This is the best spot. Here I have access to Remraku. Infinite mana, I have the Titan on board. I can even try to make a 2020, and I think I will. So they need too much to kill me. Ouais, dommage. Effectivement, mais c'est ma Queen Sauce, il a full shot. So now game 3. So yeah, the hand is a bit weird. But Yavi, Tabernacle, and Needle are great. Like some great cards to have all together, because you can name Wasteland, then your mana base is fine. You have one Reclaimer, Veil. It's normal to have like the 7th card that's useless. Yeah, Ramming Up can come in handy. Basically, you have a 5 card hand that's fine. That's kinda good. And 2 cards that will maybe be useless. Yeah, so here we play against Stompy, and they have like the best thing. The very best thing they could play is like Trinisphere. We don't care about Trinisphere. It doesn't slow us that much. They use double Simian to play it, so yeah, we're kinda happy. We draw the best card of the matchup, which is the One Ring, so yeah. I mean, why not? So here Fable, I guess. Yeah, Fable. At least this is not too quick. We can Zenith for the Reclaimer. We can slow down their start. If they don't have a land, they have to sacrifice their city if they want to take the initiative. So it delays them a little bit. And in the end, the Tabernacle, we get a sacrifice, so this is fine. So they have to pay 3 because of the Trinisphere. Endurance is not a bad draw. A land would have been better, obviously, but Endurance is like the best non-land draw, I think. Because you can ambush the Shaman. Pressure on the board. Il a draw Wasteland ou les lines ma Queen Sauce. En fait, contre ma Queen Sauce, c'est la dernière game que je vais montrer normalement. Je pense d'ici 20-25 minutes. En gros, c'est juste que j'ai gardé des mains qui étaient correctes. Et j'ai draw que des lands qui n'étaient pas Cloud Post à chaque fois en fait. Donc j'ai draw aucune action et aucun Cloud Post. Et j'en avais jamais en main de départ. Et c'est un peu dur de mulligan contre un deck qui fait autant de... Et lui, en fait, de son côté, à chaque fois, il y a eu... Donc il a gagné Ktos, et 2 fois sur le play, il y a eu forfait Oringas. Et c'est n'importe quoi, je trouve. Enfin, La carte, il a joué en x2 dans un deck à 80 cartes, donc en fait... et sans ça, il gagne pas, donc... qui prend... Du coup, il prend la monarchie, et derrière... Trop dur. Okay, so Blood Moon here is not a problem. Can handle it. We want to draw the 4th land. But they have nothing going on. The endurance is keeping them in touch. We finally draw the land after one ring. Now we want to draw Boseiju. Pithing Needle will be great to name this. So here they finally get the initiative. Hopefully for it, they don't attack, they don't suicide with the Goblin Shaman, which is weird. Okay, so here we have the Boseiju. And basically we want to remove this. And then the issue is that the Trinisphere is preventing us from going wide after we kill the Blood Moon, so this is not that easy. They find nothing on trigger. Yeah, second Trinisphere is useless. Okay, we finally draw the forest, and then since we had the One Ring, I don't know what we play, if we play the Primal or the One Ring. I think I thought about this for quite a while, and it shows on the timer, but I think I played the Titan because even though it loses if they draw, but it's not even the case. They don't win if they draw Blood Moon. So yeah, I'm like I want to develop my mana. I want to have some action on the board. Also, the One Ring would have prevented the loss of life, but that's not a big deal, I think. Yeah, and here we have like a lot. I think, yeah, I sacrificed the Chasm, it's useless. Now we have the One Ring. We have an attack with the Primal Titan. We have even the second Boseiju. And this is typically the kind of game that the One Ring won by its own. And this is great. Then you take the initiative, you protect it with the ring, and you have some way to just win afterwards. The Trinisphere doesn't do anything. And yeah, I think the game is over. I don't know what happens next, but... Then we just crop for Cloud Pass probably. And we have enough mana to go for a Miracle. I didn't even draw, yeah. And I consider before I attack, anyway I have too much. And this kind of game I would have lost before the version with the One Ring, because even though with the map you can have access to Boseiju, this costs 3 under Trinisphere, this is countered by Chalice of the Void. Yeah, I really like having access to the One Ring against Stompy. Yeah, here. This hand is like everything you want in this matchup. You have the Reclaimer turn 1 if they don't Chalice you turn 1. You have the 2 best land you could have. Maybe like a basic forest would have been better, but you have the guide. You have the guide to Boseiju if they have Blood Moon. And especially you have the One Ring and you have a way to find whatever you need with the Once Upon a Time. So here, even if they Magus of the Moon, which is the worst that can happen, but that will probably happen. You have sealed the Gad, you have sealed the One Ring, so you have a turn through ring, and you can try to find the Dismember. Okay, so here they Kali, so yeah, Reclaimer is no longer an option, so we just want some mana. Yeah, we draw the worst card, but it's not an issue. We just want to play the One Ring here. The real sorry, the real good news here is the fact that they don't have the initiative. They don't put any pressure. This is turn 2, they still don't have the initiative. And this gives us time to at least have like a few land drops. Already they are down to 3 cards. Okay, they have reach with the Fable, but I think they take now the initiative. Okay, no, so here's the Magus, and yeah. So here I don't even wait, and I'm very happy to have my ring one turn before. Now I just want to search for some way to stabilize the board. Maybe they won't have the initiative. This is the ideal scenario. Yeah, Trinisphere is something you should take out. Okay, so they just... This is great because they just go all in into card that prevent us to play, but we still have 4 mana, we still have a ring. And we can now Zenith onto Endurance, because I think I kept Endurance. Oh, I don't know what I kept. Yeah, I have Endurance. You keep 1 Endurance because it matches most of the threats and it has Flash, so it's a fine card in the matchup. And yeah, this was the best thing I could Zenith for. The whole board is like... And I think this game is very interesting because it gets not that easy very quickly. So we draw the Dismember. We have a way to kill both the Magus and the Blood Moon, but they have a lot of damage going on because they can end of turn. They can copy the Legion Warboss and have a third Legion Warboss and attack with like 6/2/2s. Yeah, 6/2/2s, 7/2/2s. So I take 14 and then I die by my ring. I have to pay 4 life with the Dismember. So yeah, the spot is not that easy, and I want to think once again about what I should do, but yeah, the Trinisphere is an issue here as well. And I think I've just played the ring. I played the ring thinking like, okay, I hold 1 turn, I kill the Blood Moon end of turn with the guide. And this is where the guide shines, because you gain 1 mana, you gain some tempo, you can kill the Blood Moon on your turn, then you have access to Dismember, next turn you have 6 lands, you can both Dismember and Crop Rotation for Chasm and stabilize the game. I don't know if I was clear. And here you have the trigger, you're so happy playing this card. This card is insane. That is insane. Okay, so here, yeah, they have the free war boss, but we don't care. I don't know, yeah, here they misplayed. I think they are not used to the pack, but it doesn't change much, honestly. I clicked OK. Yeah, end of turn, just guide Boseiju. 1 less moon effect. Take one. Draw, but here I just go. I just do what I need to do. So. Oh, and I even played a ring. Yeah. I would have played. Ah, yeah, I couldn't play the crop. There was Case of the Void on the board. So yeah, I needed to draw this ring. Or maybe I would have survived. But yeah, I'm 100% certain I will survive. Yeah, here they cannot do much. I'm the one in charge. I have the Yulamorgue. And we just stabilize this way. We take out the Kali so we have access to crop rotation. There's like nothing they can do. But this is the kind of game, yeah, that would have been impossible before for Cloudburst. And now, Mono Red Stompy, although it's still a complicated matchup, feels like it's doable again. And I like this matchup right now. Okay, so here, Mill to 5. Basically, we've almost nothing, but we are on the play, so this is fine. We have a turn to Reclaimer. And this is when Once Upon a Time shines. Yeah, I don't want to play the Cloud Pulse because this is playing the Reclaimer when there's a Volcanic untapped is like, okay, you have Bolt, you have done some tempo advantage here. Yeah, even though they can have Wasteland, but if they don't, and they have to have it now, I can just start to Vesuva, play this Days Proof. I'm assuming they're Delver right now. I'm not assuming they are Show and Tell. I would have lost. The game is lost if they are Show and Tell anyway, so you have to play around. Okay, so now it's... I'm certain they are Delver. And here... Yeah, I don't think I fire my Green Sun, because I want to keep it for Giant. I want to make sure that we force it. I want to make them have the force. Because they have... Grixis Delver, we have what it takes to kill it. Okay, so here it's a funny spot when they go wide with their threats, and I know I will play the Tabernacle. But I genuinely think that if I play the Green Sun to fetch Endurance, they have to force it. So I don't have to wait anti-Giant because they probably have the force, they probably have the way to handle it. So I'm like, okay, I will play my Zenith on 3. And I thought also, but this is like the best case scenario, maybe they don't have the force, but they have double days. And they would seal double days, because I know as a Delver player that you don't want the Endurance to resolve here. The Endurance ends their board, so you have to counter it. So here I'm very happy I made the decision of playing the Cloud Post aggressively, and this is why you have to play your Cloud Post aggressively. You have to play a bit aggressive when you play Cloud Post. You cannot say, okay, I'm just fetching Reclaimer. I'm playing my Cloud Post when I can protect it now. Against Delver, they only have 4 Wastelands. The only way to find it is by cantripping, but cantripping doesn't make everything. So here they have double days. And yeah, this is how you win this matchup on a Mill to 5. And this is good, honestly. Because here the Tabernacle is like backbreaking. This is... Like the next threat that will come here is Murktide, probably. And you have already like 5 mana on the board, they have to wait before the Murktide. Most of your draw are great, here Glimmer Post is great. Makes the Ulamog almost... if we play the Ulamog, we can just exile both of their lands, and it's over. Yeah, I just draw a Primal, which is fine, honestly. Like, they cannot do anything. Playing the second Cavern allows us to make sure that it resolves, and then it's basically over. We have the Ulamog, they have to pay 1, we have 22 life. This is no match. This is how you win against Silver. This is the best way to win against them. Doesn't happen much. But yeah. Yeah, we have enough mana to play Miracle. Oh, but I didn't even... Yeah, 3... No. Ah, I have the mana. 6. Yeah, I had the mana. I had exactly the mana to catch to play a Miracle. But yeah, everything worked. Okay, so this is a great hand to open against Silver. Okay, here I go in response with that because I don't want them to be able to daze and have a trigger. And so here, once again, I go aggressive. I go with Cloudpost first. I want to play this Daze Proof. So Salgid, I go wide once again, and this is faster. I don't have the play here, so this is actually a bit of an issue, but I still have access to Carpet of Flowers. Salgid gets forced. At this point, I'm still not dead because I can have Glimmer fetching Endurance, I think. But they put the card on top, and I think this is a Wasteland. Oh yeah, Ponder is very bad news. Oh, they didn't have... Wow! Wow, this is terrible. Oh yeah, I wanted to be Daze Proof. Yeah, I wanted to play both next turn. Like playing the... First the ring, maybe get forced, then I fetch the... Wow, this is not a good play. Yeah, here I get double bolted. Oh no. Yeah, but it doesn't change because here, if this gets countered, I lose the game because Endurance is not enough. Yeah, I feel like Endurance will not be enough. So I think I just go for the play that makes me win, which is Zenith. But they have the Force, I think. Yeah, they have the Force with the 2 remaining cards. So this is the example of a game that... Yeah, it didn't go too well. I should have sticked with the One Wing into Endurance because now that I think of it, I wasn't dead. I wasn't dead! And yeah, it would have worked because I would have held 1 turn and then played the Giant. Yeah. Yeah, because they had 2 cards in hand. Oh yeah, but they had a... Anyway, I really think I should have played the Glimmer Post before. So I could play a first spell that costs 4. And that would maybe end the game. So yeah, I played this terribly. But it's very hard to play everything correctly. Okay, so we have the reclaimer. Okay, here, this is not bad that we have the first reclaimer getting countered. I still go aggressive with the cloud post. I have to. Even though they have wasteland, it's like, okay, fine. Okay, so here, I don't have access to cloud post anymore. This is a bit annoying, but this is not too much of a problem, honestly. It happens from time to time. And I rather have these. Okay, so I go crop. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the all-in play. I think I want to go crop because I see that they have like 2 cards in hand. Maybe they don't have another land, and I at least kill one channeler. And if they want to contribute, they have to let both of them die. So yeah. I go with the aggressive play, and I just need to draw 1 land to fire my Once Upon a Time afterwards. So luckily, Carpet is a great card. And they don't draw their second land. So here we draw the worst land. And we don't even find a land with the Once Upon, but this is fine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play my Reclaimer. I still have to play the Boseiju. Hopefully they don't draw any land, because I think a land would end my career. But at least I have a skill. I do think I will fetch Bug then. Oh no, because they kill this. I just want 1 land so I can play my Endurance. And I don't. So I'm like, okay, I will find 1 untapped land and then try again playing a Reclaimer. And this is, I think this is their mistake. They have Surgical Cloud Post, which doesn't do much, honestly. They should have Surgical Reclaimer. This is a better card. So here the Dragon Rage worked a lot. Okay, so yeah. Here what happened is like, maybe I want to Bojuka Bug, but I want to have this like ready for everything that happens, so I want to be able to fire it on the turn, and this is why I crop for the Yavi Maya. So Tabernacle now gives some mana. But what I did terribly, because I wanted to stay at 7, which is the sweet spot, when I fetch Bug I cannot block with the Reclaimer, so I should have Bug like now. So they cannot Murktide, because Murktide is... we lose if they Murktide. But I wanted to see if they would have let this killed. They wouldn't, but... it was a possibility. I should have bugged at their keep. And I'll do it now. At least there's 1 ball that is used already. And I'm at 6 now. So second Delver, but now I have access to Endurance. I think I play the Endurance. And now they are stuck because they have like 2 threats, but they have to pay 2 mana to make them attack. I have the Endurance on the board. And I start having them killed. This is good. And the board is like, I cannot do much. I'm just gonna pay for my stuff, hoping to draw one land. Yeah, finally I have one, even though this isn't bad. Yeah, I just think, I take Glimmer because I want to gain some life. I feel like I will be able, with the carpet, to play both Ulamog and Primal Titan, so... I feel I just need to gain some time. Here, Force of Negation is a terrible draw for them. I still have the Endurance that blocks. I play around the Price of Progress, by the way. Hey, how are you doing? What's your thoughts on Rings taper for post going forward? Yeah, as I said, so we had a discussion about the list in the first part of the stream, and I will post it on my YouTube channel, which is Fake Futurism MTG. And what I said was like, yeah, One Ring is too good. You cannot cut it. I think this is a staple on post, yeah. I wasn't convinced at first, but I was sure that it was great. I wasn't certain that it would be like the one staple and all that stuff, but yeah, now I'm... like, there's no question. So here I feel like I'm winning, and the only way I can lose is with Price of Progress. So I think I will just fetch a Cavern for Titan and win some life. Probably. See how Tabernacle is like MVP on this game, like they cannot do anything. We let the Reclaimer die because we want to play Titan. This is too good. And then next turn we have Ulamog, so we just want to survive to price of progress. This is the only issue we have right now. So we go to 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We take 16, which is not enough to kill us. And they cannot keep their Delver and play Price of Progress. So here it's over because of Tabernacle. Tabernacle is like checkmate, bro. It will be, thanks a lot, Xvoniak. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. But yeah, it will be in the first part of the video when I talk about the list and especially why we are playing the guides. Thanks a lot for the follow, Hajito89. Okay, so I think this is the last game I will review, sadly. But this is one of the most interesting, so we had like just... I want to check something, sorry. I want to check something. Yeah, you will miss the games again, Defend Taxis, which was just a no match because we have the matchup. Ubiscam wasn't that much interested. I want to say a word about Ubiscam. The matchup is great. Like, the matchup is great. They have one thread that is annoying, which is the troll. If they get it turned to, yeah, okay, this can be annoying. But otherwise, they don't have reach. They won't submerge you with threats. And the discard is not that good against us. We have Veil of Summer, okay, but we can just jam our lands and have access to all our third decks, and this is enough. And I'm not sure I have lost to Ubiscam yet. This is a great matchup. I wouldn't know how to explain it exactly, but yeah, the matchup is like just fine. Lastly, we have another Greasy Delver, but this one is the most interesting. And yeah, I won't. I would have wanted to show the last game that I lost, which was winning for the top 8. But basically, summing it up, maybe we have time to see it after the first game of the challenge. I think I'll do this. Okay, so here I know I'm against Delver because his history is like only Delver. This hand is risky, but I have the rings, so I feel like, well, it's fine. So Reclaimer gets dazed. Okay. And I'd rather have him dazed than bolted, because dazed is an issue in the later turns. But yeah, the Delver is like a good behaved Delver that dips immediately. Okay, we have Tabernacle. This is fun, but we need to develop our mana. We cannot Tabernacle yet. And I think I do now because I feel like they have too much. Especially we have Needle Wasteland now, so they have to play against the Tabernacle, and I want to hope I'll be able to play the rings. And they'll let them... this one dies. This is good news. But this means they have something good with the Murtide. yeah, it gets a bit harder because I die on ball, basically. I cannot do anything about it. I'm not dead yet, though, so... And I have access to Titan after I change the 2 rings with the Cavern. And I don't have Bolt. Do they have Days? Yeah. Sadly they have Days, but this was close because if they don't have Days here, I'm stabilizing. Because they cannot play anything since there's a Tabernacle, so... This is a close game. The fact that they were on the play kinda made everything. Yeah, so here we lack a land, but I like having 2 Reclaimer against Delver. They usually have a way to kill the first one. The second one is a bit harder. We draw a land which is really good. really needed, I'd say. And they have to force the second one. This is how we want it to happen. They don't have any threats, so I guess they will have Murtide. I don't play anything though. I'm like, okay, bring your Murtide. And yeah, here they fetch. I know Murtide is coming, so I have to respect it at crop for Bog. Because they have exactly what it takes to play the Murtide. And this gains me a turn. This is too important. This crop rotation is too important. Yeah, they have Maddening X, which I think is not that great. I'm a bit surprised about that, actually. But yeah, they still have some threats. Yeah, I take 6 on the carpet, but the carpet is too good. So. Able to play the Reclaimer, and we have crop rotation later. And they have the Murtide, but they have 1 card in hand, so I'm like, oh, this is fine. And basically, this is how we win against Delver. They don't have early threats. And in the end, you'll have more cards and then more things going on your part of the board. So here I draw the 1 ring, which is great. It gets rid of Maddening Hex because you have protection from everything, so it cannot be enchanted. This is a fun fact that I learned on this game because I didn't know. And this is when I thought like, Yeah, Maddening Hex sucks against us. But okay. Especially on the draw, it feels like very late card. We have Yulamok, so yeah, we cannot lose this game. I think I just go grab a Cloud Post. We have 3, 5, 9 mana, so yeah, this is enough. The Cloud Post is not that bad because you have an activation of Reclaimer, but yeah, no, it doesn't change. Anyway, yeah, the game is over. They counter it, okay, sure. I mean, whatever. Oh yeah, I'm like, I want to gain life because I'm thinking of price of progress. And here I can just jam Emrakul, they cannot kill me. Because I have 15, 17, 21 with the carpet. And this is over. I think they have price here because they waited for a long time before conceding, so I feel like the remaining card was probably price of progress. And this is why we play around it. And the last game is the most interesting. This is like the game This is the game of the whole tournament I took the most pride of. Where it felt like, yeah, not everyone would have won the game. So I keep a sketchy hand. This is not the ideal hand, but you're like, if I draw green, I have access to carpet, which give access to one wing, and then I have okay, Primal and Veil are support cards, but I have 2 lands, yeah. I just need 1 forest here and I'm fine. So he has obviously Dragon Rage. I don't draw the forest. But I don't need to draw it immediately. I have 1 turn to draw it. And I want to draw it now. Not drawing it now would mean almost the end of the game. And I draw the best card. I draw the Yavimaya, which means I have Veil of Summer up needed. And I can play Carpet, and I can play Reclaimer, then I have the 1 wing up. And this is great. Is Cloud Post favor? Yeah, I think it is right now, yeah. But this is a really tough matchup, honestly. Yeah, he's a great player. But I know the matchup by heart as well, so... I mean, this is a close matchup, especially when they have access to Price of Progress. I'd say this is favored when they don't have Price of Progress. And this is close when they have it. This is like maybe 50-50. And this is a real skill matchup from both players. Dever has to play perfectly. Oui. Oui, DRX, bien vu. Bien vu. Bien vu. So here they had the Wasteland, which is not the best news. Because they have a lot of threats. They have only 2 Volk, so I cannot play around days. And I think I do want to play around days for the 1 wing. And here I might just get Tabernacle. Oh no, oh yeah, I want to make this some 1/1. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm at 13, I still have time. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. This is a very hard spot when you have a lot of things you can play. I think I'm just jamming the ring. Should never bother foul? No, no, you should keep it. You should keep it because there's too much you need to force of will. Anyway, I don't always have veal. And here, wow, I chose not to veal. Why? I was scared about days. I was too scared about days, and I feel like I wouldn't lose this game. I felt like maybe Titan was enough, so I could keep Veal for a later turn. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm not in a rush here. They have nothing for now. And this is true, they have nothing. I'm safe with crop rotation, Irish Reclaimer and Veal. Veal protects the crop, Reclaimer is here, cannot be bolted. I mean, this is fine. And I think I would go for Chasm then. Oh, I start with crop rotation. Okay, still gaining time. Okay, yeah, the crop is great actually because I cannot counter it because I have Veal. And then I still have an activation of every Reclaimer. Here I feel like I cannot play around Price of Progress, and yeah, rightfully. But I'm at 4, so I play around Bold though. Okay, so I want to play the Titan. I had assumption that Delver cuts Daisy's post board against post. Oh, Daisies are... Maybe on the draw, but on the play, this is too good. Daisy is very good against Cloud Post because this will make our first few turns very complicated. Daisy is a great card against me, I feel, at least. So yeah, here we take both the best 2 lands you can take. We have infinite mana, we have the Reclaimer going on, we have the Primeval on the board. So basically we want to survive this turn, we want to gain some life, and start attacking with the Titan. So Chasm gains us 1 turn, Tabernacle also makes their top deck clearly worse. So yeah. Oh shit, we have a game to play. I want to finish this. Let's finish this. Because here I'm safe. They cannot cantrip anymore. They want to keep their threads because I'm at 4, and this is right to do so. They still get the Wasteland, but I'm at 1. I survive at 1 life point. And since they had the days for the Primeval, which means that the earlier turn when I didn't Veil of Summer, I was right to do so because they would have dazed it, and this would have been backbreaking. I need to play around days as much as I can. So here I don't have access to Chasm anymore. But I can attack. And I'm like, okay, this is hard. I want to gain some life. But I cannot play around Price of Progress here. Yeah, if they Price of Progress now, I lose the game. Yeah, I lose the game because I can gain only 4 life. Yeah, but they don't have it. This will be a mulligan. And they have the third land, but I'm still alive. I just want to gain some life, have some mana. And the fun fact is that I don't have any Glimmer Posts. I have only one Glimmer Post that remains in my deck because I had the 2 Vezira here. So here I will play the Zenith, but I want to fetch not the Primal. I want to fetch... at first I thought that I would be fetching the Primal, but here I fetch the Endurance. It gets forced. I have the Veil up, which is perfect. And I can Endurance myself, and then I can gain a bunch of life with my Primal because I have access to enough Glimmer Posts. My Reclaimer is still up. So if needed, I still have answers. And I stabilize, I'm at 16. There's like no way I'll lose this game. Here, I'll let this die. And I just need not to use the Reclaimer. It needs to be possible to activate it at any point. Yeah, I don't understand the attack here, but yeah, this is probably a Despair attack. And yeah, here we have Yulamog, which is a perfect draw, but even without Yulamog, it would have been the same. I just will exile it, and if he has something to say, I'm fine by it. And yeah, fun fact is that he has the Price of Progress now, but I have access to Chasm. I could have also gained some life. I was at 16, it was too much, but yeah, the Price of Progress is like destroyed. And really, every card was useful. The top deck at the end, I think, didn't matter because the game was won with or without Yulamog, and I had the Chasm that was available because of Reclaimer, so gaining life, having the Chasm, entrancing myself, these are important to once you're winning, and here we were clearly winning because of Tabernacle. You should see what makes you. And here, yeah, the chat is funny. Because obviously opponent was disappointed. I said GG's. It was GG's. Can't don't speak. And I told him afterward that I just said GG's because it was basically one of the most interesting games I had played. Anyway. Okay, so we have wasted 4 minutes. I will end the recording.